Team Recovery, and can you introduce yourself?
I am fucking Max Green from Escape the Fate.
And what is your role in the band?
I play bass, deep backup vocals, and look outstanding in the band. That's what I do.
Absolutely. And you guys are on tour with Five Finger Death Punch and Miss Maya and Gemini Syndrome. How's that going so far?
Actually, it's going really good. The whole first leg of the tour was all like arenas and stuff like that, Toyota centers, things, stuff like that, and they were all sold out or damn near sold out. And the show's been killer. The fans are all stoked to see me on stage again. That's awesome. They're stoked to see the band so happy. Five Finger Death Punch, totally nice guys, like ridiculously nice dudes. Miss Maya is super nice, and it's cool. They're all from Ohio too.
Oh, really?
Which is rad. And Gemini Syndrome, I've known those guys for a long time actually, so it's cool.
Cool, very nice. You got anything planned after this tour?
Yeah, doing the UK and Europe with Escape the Fate, and then I also have to fit in my own album that I'm doing for my other band that I had started before Escape the Fate asked me to come back, and so I'm just working out time to figure out when to go and record that and do that stuff.
Very nice. Alright, who's your idol growing up, and is it the same person now, and why?
I totally looked up to Manson. Was like one of the first people, and then and honestly Motley Crue, man. Just because there's like when I was going through high school and middle school and stuff like that, like my parents had split up a couple times, and like so I was like in a Big Brother program and stuff like that, and it was just like I remember I used to stay up late at night and wait for Marilyn Manson videos to come on TV on MTV2, and I would just sit there and sneak up in the living room and stuff like that and watch them. And like I went to like not like a rough high school, but there was the first couple years I went, it was kind of gnarly before like they got new administration stuff in there, and I would get picked on so much. You ever heard of Freshman Friday?
Yeah.
Where they put you in a trash can? Well, that happened to me like every Friday for my freshman and sophomore year.
Jeez.
Almost.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. And so I would listen to Manson, and it would just like help get me through the day.
And is that who you still idolize now, or is it the same? Or?
Yeah, I mean, kind of is. Yeah, definitely with him, for sure. I mean, there's like a lot of people for different reasons and stuff like that. So.
Cool. What are some of the hobbies that you do on tour, or even when you're not on tour?
I've been going to the gym lately. Been working out, which is amazing. Helps me keep my sanity.
Oh yeah.
And that, and just honestly, just like hanging out with the dudes. Like we would go out and see a movie or something, or all go to the mall together. It's like this band hangs out all the time now, which is super rad. I'm so glad to like be coming back into this and have everyone be so like awesome with each other. Yeah.
All right. If you could change your name to anything, what would it be and why?
I would change my name to. I don't know. I think my name sounds pretty rad.
Yeah.
I think it kind of sounds like a lawyer's name to me, like hurt in a car accident, need a settlement now. Call attorney Maxwell Scott Green. I'll get your check fast, Yeah.
And if you were into music, what do you think you'd be doing?
Probably, if I wasn't doing music, I'd honestly probably be doing, I don't know, I've wanted to do two things besides music. Like, seriously, when I was younger, I wanted to be a soccer player so badly. I loved soccer so much. But I'd probably be a high school guidance counselor, I'd want to be, or an actor or something like that, like in that, entertainment field still.
Very nice. All right, if it's okay with you, I kind of want to talk about like recovery and treatment and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude.
If you don't feel comfortable with any of the questions, like, of course, say something, because I know some stuff could bring back memories and stuff like that. But what do you think was going through your head when you decided, hey, I kind of need to go into treatment, or this needs to stop?
What was going through my head was that I had lost everything a while ago, but I was in denial about it. I didn't accept any of it, anything like that. I thought, I thought the world was wrong and everyone else was wrong and this and that, and it's so fucked up what happened to me and blah, 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 blah. And so I had just, used substances to just mask that, and keep digging myself deeper into a hole. And I remember I was in Florida with this girl I was seeing at the time, and we were seeing her family, and they found our stash of stuff, and they told me I was going to jail, and they had sent her back home with her family. They all took her back, and you know, put her in treatment right away and stuff like that. And me, I flew back to California, and I was staying with my bass player, and you know, I remember calling my mom from one of my layovers, and I was just like, that was the first time that it set in, like, I'm done. Like, I'm done, I'm gonna die, I've got nothing left.
So before you hit that point when you're in the airport calling your mom, had you thought, okay, I need to stop this, or was it just all of a sudden when you're on the phone with your mom, or before you called your mom, was it, okay, this needs to stop?
That's when it really hit. I was sitting in Atlanta, Georgia airport, freezing my ass off, super sick, going through all sorts of withdrawals and stuff like that, and I'm sitting there like, you know, I've got a bottle of water with me, but the water's like too cold to drink, it hurts to even drink, and I'm sitting there like buying NyQuil tablets and stuff like that, and like popping them in my mouth and like chomping on them to like get them to kick in faster, and nothing was working, and it was just like that. I mean, that was my moment sitting in the airport where I was like, I'm done, like the party's over, I can't fool myself anymore, like this is it, like I need help.
And how do you like deal with the negativity of just, I guess, haters and fans that like to talk crap because of stuff that's happened in the past? How do you deal with that?
You know, I had to learn a long time ago that you can't please everyone all the time, and you know, nowadays, like I really use that as motivation, and I accept the way I accept the way that people think about me and stuff like that. Like if they do or don't like me, like I can accept that today, and I don't have to like go to other things to try and mask that or ignore it or whatever else. And like, you know, someone had said something to me on Twitter or whatever else about like, oh, well, fuck Max the Ripper, he's just a junkie, da 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 da. And I was like, I could have taken it one of two ways. I could have gotten angry and said something back and been like, fuck you, man, I'm doing so much better now, blah, 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 blah. But I've said that a million times, you know what I mean? And before I actually wanted to get better for myself. And so instead I went on Twitter and I just posted a tweet to no one in general, just a status or whatever, saying, you know, yeah, like I am an addict, I will always be an addict, but today I'm not addicted.
That's good, I like that. And how many days clean and sober are you now?
Let's see here, today is October 5th, my sober date is the 25th of every month, so I don't know how many days in the month there are last month, but probably
quite a few.
4 months and 10 days probably today, if there's 30 days in last month.
Yeah. What things have you noticed that have changed since you've gotten clean and sober, just in how you go about life and how other people treat you and stuff?
Oh my gosh. Well, for one thing, I'm back in my band, you know what I mean, which is crazy. Like I started this with Robert, you know, and our old singer Ronnie when I was like 16 years old.
Yeah.
And you know, and then I lost it for 2 years. I lost everything, and you know, through recovery and all that kind of good stuff, it's like I've got my band back, I've got my friends back, actual real friends, people that care about me, not just want to use me for, you know, money or drugs or just to, like, you know, drag me down with them because, you know, no one likes to be, you know, shitty by themselves, like, you know, misery loves company. And you know, and just the way my band treats me and stuff like that, it's great now, you know what I mean? Like my actions, good or bad, affect those around me so much. And it took me a long time to realize that and to get that. It's like, you know, when I'm doing good, it's like when I'm happy, people around me are happy. You know, and I get treated well. You know what I mean? Like doing good brings good.
Alright, why do you think nobody really talks about mental health and teen suicide and stuff like that?
Because I think, you know, it's weird because I almost kind of feel like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, like that's part of growing up or whatever else, but like, you know, every teenager's depressed or whatever, or hates life, this and that, but I mean, it's really like, it's much more serious than that. I mean, I went through that with, you know, with my mom and stuff like that. Like, my mom and I are, you know, she had me really young, and me and my mom are like best friends. People used to think we were brother and sister when I was younger because she just looked so young, and like we were just, you know, super tight, and we had a great relationship together. And you know, she suffered from depression and stuff like that, and tried to commit suicide before, and a couple times actually. And I had to be the one to walk in on her. I was the one that found her the first time, and it was horrible, you know. And I had to, you know, deal with that, and you know, watch her and stuff like that or whatever, and you know, talk to her about her feelings, this and that, and you know, work with her until like, you know, she could work through her stuff.
Yeah, so you got kind of a background in that.
Oh yeah.
And experience with that. And like, what are your views on like bullying? I know you said that you got bullied a lot in high school. Like how do you think that leads to teen suicide and just suicide in general, I guess?
Oh, you know, it's crazy when you're in those years, your high school years and stuff like that, middle school years, how much you know, negative attention can affect someone and affect like how you're being molded and how you're being raised. And I mean, it really can do so much damage, you know, in those years and stuff like that. That's when you're like learning about yourself and finding yourself as a human being, like really who you're gonna be, you know, when you get older, and or at least like which path you're gonna take. You know what I mean? And you know, there was a couple of my friends who had committed suicide actually in high school. This good friend of mine named Chris, and you know, he got bullied a lot. He wasn't one of the cool kids or whatever, and I thought he was great. We had marine biology together, and I thought he was hilarious. He was such a cool guy. And I remember walking into school, and you know, all the teachers were like, okay, well, for anyone who knows, you know, Chris so-and-so, like, he committed suicide the other night, da-da-da-da, this and that. And, you know, they handed out cards or whatever. I'm like, God, and it's just so nuts to me. And it's all because, you know, he would get picked on in gym or this or that or whatever. And it's like, it's so fucked up. Like, words and, like, you know, how people treat you can really do a lot of damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you had one thing to say to somebody that was hesitant about going into recovery for any kind of addiction, what do you think it would be, or words of advice?
What's that?
If you had like words of advice to give somebody that was like trying to recover from any kind of addiction, what would it be?
Oh, you know, and this is really cool because actually in the meetings I go to in Ohio, I go to a meeting where it's Narcotics Anonymous, and it's a lot of people. I know a couple people that go there for self-harm and stuff like that too, so it's really cool. But I always, you know, I always say, you know, it's you just have to be ready for it. You have to really want it. Like one thing that I had learned in the meetings was, you know, whatever you're suffering from, like chase your sobriety or chase your clean time away from that, like you did, like getting high or whatever feeling, you know, from like cutting yourself or whatever else. And you know, it's like you have to really want it. You don't like, you can choose to start living a better life any day. Like it's all up to you. You know what I mean? Like that was, you know, what a very good friend of mine had told me. You know, he's like, you know, you can start living any day now, man, whenever you want. You just have to, you know, for me it was put down the needle, you know, and for other people it can be just put down whatever. And it's cool because in those meetings and stuff like that, like you will realize that you're not alone. You are not alone. No matter what you're suffering from, self-harm, whatever, like you will realize that you are not alone. And the crazy things that you think in your head, that when you get stuck in your head and you think, oh, it's like this, it's like that, da-da-da-da, I'm alone, no one gets me, da-da-da, there's a room full of people that completely understand that are thinking the same thing or things worse about themselves. And that's where you can find real help. There's a great, beautiful thing in addict-on-addict recovery, whether it be from a substance addiction or a depression or whatever else. Like, there is great therapy in that.
Alright, cool. Any last words? I think that's it we got.
You know, just thanks for inviting me to do this. It's a great honor for me. Like, I love it. Like, I was telling people that, like, you know, I used to be in a position to destroy lives. I used to give stupid advice to kids, and you know, now I'm in position to inspire.
Oh yeah.
Which is amazing, and I want to live that to the fullest. And I love it. So thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you.